Yes, I think it comes down to just being really transparent with my audience. I sent out an email to my email list and the subject was pivoting. And I just would put it all out there like, you've known me as a copywriter. I started this business 4 years ago because I took a copywriting course and wanted to make money online. And that's how I decided I was going to be a copywriter. But, this story that I just told you, right? Over time, you all have come to me as the SEO person. And so now I'm going all in as an SEO strategist and being a blogger and building my blog so that I could also show people what's possible with blogging and SEO. So it's just about communicating to your people. They want to hear from you, they want to know what's going on, and they're not going to judge you. Or, I mean, if they do judge you, they can hit that unsubscribe button because they weren't your people anyway. So,
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mommy Mogul podcast. If you are looking for a place to get real about balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship, if being a part of a community of successful, purposeful, and faith-filled mommy moguls sounds like the right place for you, then come on in, sis, and have a seat because you have found your place and you have found your people. Guiding you on this journey is me, ShaniFay, your dedicated empowerment and business mentor. I wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurship is an insurance policy and not an option. And my purpose is turning every passionate mom just like you into powerhouse mommy moguls. With my signature program, Mommy Mogul Mastery, my aim is crystal clear: help each aspiring mompreneur find their distinct voice, hone in their messaging, and guide them step by step from idea to impact. If this resonates with you, give us that thumbs up. And for our YouTube family, make sure that that subscribe button is clicked. I assure you, every episode is a treasure trove of insights that you won't want to miss. So let's get started, shall we? Today we have a very special guest, Miss Mikayla Taylor. I am so excited to have her here. She is the SEO queen and she will save your business and your life. So let's get into it. Mikayla, tell the people about yourself.
yes, hello everyone, and thank you so much for having me, Shawnee. Like you mentioned,
Thank you
my
for
name
being
is
here.
Mikayla Taylor, and I'm incredibly passionate about helping women entrepreneurs implement search engine optimization strategies to bring balance and longevity into their businesses. I know a lot of us were on this social media hustle. It feels like a hamster wheel. We're just going, and we can't get off. And that's really why I love helping people leverage search engine optimization to have a sustainable way to market their business, drive sales, generate new leads long term. So I'm super excited to talk more with you today, Shawnee, about all things SEO and all things
Yes.
business.
Yes, I am so excited because I've been watching your journey and I love the 9 grid layout. Okay. So this morning actually I went down a rabbit hole of like because I saw that you did this, you were working with mama turned mompreneur. And is that what it mama turned mompreneur?
Yes.
Mamapreneur? Yes,
Yes.
okay.
Mama turned
And
mompreneur. Yes.
yes. And so this inspired you to do this 9 grid. And I was like, oh, what is this 9 grid thing? And I love it. I love the way you have it
Yes.
set up. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna we're converting. I'm converted. I'm sold.
Oh, I
And
love it.
yes, and your vision of really helping women to or helping people in general to build their businesses through SEO is truly, truly amazing because the hamster wheel that you mentioned of social media, honey, I'm ready to jump off. I just can't
Yes.
anymore. And you're constantly doing things and you know that it's not really making it's when they tell you you have to have revenue generation activities, right? Revenue
Hmm.
generating activities. That's not one of them. It's not like
Right.
it's not meeting the bottom line. Yes, it creates visibility, but as far as like, is it directly impacting my numbers? No. But if I don't do it, then what happens? So tell me more
Yes.
about like how you just decided, okay, I'm going to convert, I'm going to change my sales strategy into something that is actually aligned with my business.
Yes, all of these things. And I love that you mentioned the 9 grid. We can talk about that in a bit because I'm actually getting ready to change mine up a bit. It's been 3 months that it's been out pretty much all of Q3. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with the algorithm changes with Instagram and, continuing to post reels, repurpose TikToks into the reels tab, but not posting them to the feed, my reach on Instagram has diminished to basically like nothing. And so I don't know if previously when you posted reels not to the feed, they would still get pushed out. But what I
Mm,
realized is that my content wasn't getting pushed out. So I'm actually revisiting my Instagram strategy
okay.
and I've been on ChatGPT trying to find new ways to repurpose my blog content into all of this social media stuff so I don't have to be doing the most. So I love, we can talk about all of those things.
Yeah.
But what really led me to wanting to prioritize SEO in my business was actually when I was working a 9 to 5 job. My background is in government. I have a Master of Public Health.
Ah,
I did a
nice.
lot of health communications for the government, and so that was my full time role. But it was always like, you if you start a business, you have that inkling, like there's something in your heart, in your head that's
Mm-hmm.
telling you, like, I'm not meant to be doing this. Like, I'm meant to be
Yeah.
doing something different. So, I had my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5 that was working on my
Mm-hmm.
business, working on my blog, planning out Instagram content, planning out all the social media. And it really, I was getting burnt out being a
Yeah.
9 to 5 employee, being a new mom, trying to build a business on social media. And so when I reached that point of burnout where I felt like it wasn't good for me, it wasn't good for my family, I wasn't being like, it was, my daughter had just turned 1 and someone
Mm-hmm.
had told me, like, congratulations, you made it. And I just broke down because I didn't feel like I made it. I felt like a shell of
Mm,
a person. Like my mental health was in the trash, like my career, I didn't know what I was doing as a mom. I wasn't showing up how I wanted to show up. And that's when I decided to leave my 9 to 5 job. But I also decided that social media couldn't be the platform, the way for me to build my business. So it was
yeah.
actually when I made that decision to leave my 9 to 5, I was only getting 15 clicks a month to my
Mm-hmm.
website from Google. And since then, now it's been almost November 2022 was when I left. So it's been almost a year now that I left. And now I'm driving over 700 clicks a month to my blog and growing. And that's purely because I focused on growing my website, this platform that I own, and
Yeah.
optimizing it for Google. And that should really be business owners' top priorities, especially I
Yes.
could go on a whole tangent with all this stuff going on with Facebook right now, people's
Mm-hmm.
links getting removed, posts getting deleted because they're using Linktree or Thrivecart or another third party platform to share their content. So when
Yep.
you're not putting your content out on a place that you own, you're at risk. You could be
Yeah.
losing out on not only the traffic from Google, but you could lose your content entirely because you don't actually own those platforms.
Right.
So I will pause because I know I've been I've
No,
been
that's
going.
awesome. That's awesome. And really it's like even simple things because I think I read a post that you like in your stories on Instagram where you mentioned that you need to be having your content on your platform. And I thought, oh well, wait a second. It could be as simple as just having like the feed linked to your website. Something
Mhm.
that simple. And I never it was like mind blowing to me. And I was like, wow, you're right, because we know that we don't own these platforms. And a lot of people don't even realize that your competition is not with other content creators, it's not with other business
Mhm.
owners, it is actually with the platform. That's who you're competing
Yes.
with. Every time you create stuff, it goes through their filter of is it good enough for me to put out to people or is it not? And then like who determines that, right? Because if you're speaking to an exact audience, your ideal client, then it's not obviously it's not for everybody. So are they putting things out for the masses? They just want to get, a high click rate to keep people on the platform, or are they as interested in your business as you are? And I don't think they are. I don't think they are. So yes, SEO is so important. It's overlooked because I think it's overwhelming for like me, the lame person. When I first started, I was like, I'm gonna do a blog because I love writing. And I feel like it is a great way to keep people engaged. I also love talking, which is why I love my podcast. But it is
Yeah.
a great way to keep people engaged because when they're reading your blog, they're not distracted. by, the zombie scroll and all of that. So I really do love that. But then I got all, what is the word I'm looking for? Like overwhelmed with, oh my God, SEO. Where do I find the
Mhm.
information? How do I do it? I don't know. I give up. I can't. Let's
Oh
just go back to
no.
the zombies. Like, because I didn't know that there were resources like you to really help, guide through this process. It was, I think everything that kept coming up was, what is that guy with the,
Neil
he,
Patel, probably.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Right? That was a big name, and I was like, and
Yes.
even that seemed overwhelming because I didn't wanna get lost and, like, he's got thousands of people, and it's probably some course that they're gonna put me through, I don't even know. But I was just completely intimidated by the process, but to know that there is someone like you who will, "Hey, I will hold your hand through this process, I will help you, I will explain to you, I will teach you." So, if you don't mind telling me a little about how, like, your onboarding, like how you work with people and take them through the process so they know what to expect.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that because it really is, especially one of my clients a couple weeks ago, we had a master class talking about Google search rater guidelines, which sounds really boring, right? Like, what guidelines does Google go over so you can get your website? And this is like a 45-minute master class. I mean, I could talk about SEO forever, like for hours. But the biggest compliment I got from this client is like, wow, this is a super boring topic, but you actually made this really exciting and really engaging for me to want to learn SEO and apply these guidelines to my website. And I'm like, wow, this is a
Yes.
huge compliment. I love this because I've been called like a nerd on TikTok, like a geek, because I'm SEO is very technical and it can be overwhelming. And I'm super grateful to have built a business where I can serve as a resource for women entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So my main program is the Search Engine Success Lab membership. So the membership, how it works, we have a 3-month trial where you start off with a 30-minute one-on-one intensive with me where we go over your website audit. So if you're listening to this, I actually have free website audits available on my website. I'll have Shani share the link with you all,
Yes, I
but it's
will. I'll put
Mikayla
everything in the show notes.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Yes, it will be in the show notes, MikaylaTaylor.com/website dash audits. So when you join as a member, this is a PDF overview of your website areas where you can make technical improvements, keyword improvements, everything from your on page SEO, off page SEO, how you can get your brand noticed on Google. So you can get that free PDF, but inside the membership, we have a 30-minute intensive to actually deep dive, go over one on one what your areas of focus should be within this 3 months that we have in the membership. And inside, we have bi monthly master classes and office hours. The replay vault, you can look and binge all the content that's available. You can leave comments and questions, and I'm checking the membership portal every single day to respond to people and to be able to support you with whatever you have going on with your website. And after the 3 months, you have the option to renew as a lifetime member. Because for me, it's not about like getting people's money or like, it's not about
Mhm.
any of that. It's about helping
Yeah.
you grow your business sustainably and long term. And SEO is a long term game. It's not something where you're going to post a blog post and next month it goes viral and now
Mhm.
you have $1 million business and you have hundreds and thousands of followers. Like, that's not how SEO works. SEO
Right.
is something that you are applying consistently long term over the years. And I want to be supporting you over the years long term. So that's why after the trial, you have the option to renew as a lifetime member. And with the membership, you also get a 20% discount on all of the digital products that I have in my blog shop, which is
Oh,
coming
nice.
together, a labor of love. And you also get 20% off VIP days with me, which is just more one on one, hands on time where I'm actually logging in and updating the SEO of your website.
Yeah.
So that's a bit
And
of overview of what I do.
and you've built all of this, you said, in basically the last years when you've been all in.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. All in.
wow. And I want to take a moment to reflect on that because I think a lot of people feel like it's going to take me so long to get my business started and it's just going to be too much work and I'm not going to see progress. But I mean, a year ago, less than a year ago, because you haven't quite made it to November, less than a year
Yeah.
ago, you said you were getting like, what was it, like 50? clicks are
15,
15.
not even 50.
15,
15.
15 clicks. And now you're up to 700. So, and
Yes,
these clicks, that translates to, eyes on your page and people
yes,
wanting to invest. And I'm sure that there's a way that every time someone goes in, they have to put in an email address. So you're growing
yes,
your
it's
email list,
totally.
which is, I mean, honestly, business real estate. Like having your email
Yes,
list is like, oh my gosh, you have a direct connection to your people and you know they're interested. So every time you come up with
yes,
something, you know exactly who to go and sell it to. I think that that is amazing. I think that what you're doing is absolutely amazing. And I want people to really, whoever's listening, like really, really resonate with that. If you start today, I mean, imagine what your life could be in a year. Imagine. You were
yes.
able, you left the job. I also worked in government, so I know how that hamster wheel, how
Oh,
that rat
yes.
race can feel
Hmm.
when you're doing all
And
the
the hurry up and
things.
wait.
You know, the okay, like, can we talk about it for just a second?
Yes.
Because that red tape is like, oh
Yes,
my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I had an employer ask me for like my supervisor or my manager, or because there's all these people, all these rungs on the ladder would ask me, hey, I need this like yesterday. And you'd get it done and say, oh, well, what happened with that
hmm,
project? Oh, well, it's on someone's desk. They're waiting to review it. Oh,
right.
I had to
Yep,
hurry. I was stressed.
yep.
And it's just
Stress.
sitting on someone's desk. Oh my gosh. Like
Yes.
it literally, the job was making me sick. I had
Oh,
to
I
go,
relate to that.
yes, literally making me sick. I was feeling pain all through my body. But I will say that part of it was I was told, God told me it's time for you to go. And I was
Yes,
negotiating. Like, I was like, but how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to
yes.
do all the
Hmm.
things? But we should know better, right? Like, he's got us. He's got us.
Yes.
So, wow. Yeah. I went off on a bit of a tangent. I'm sorry. But it's just so good to
No,
know that,
that's
like,
okay.
if you start today, what your life could look like then. And did you have this vision like I want in a year this is where I'm gonna be? Like, did you know, like, let me track all my KPIs and all of that stuff?
Girl, vision, girl. No, because I was sitting here the same way wondering, but like you said, God's got us and we are making
Yeah.
it work. But even a year ago, like I love now, and even just this past year, right? When I quit my job, I was a copywriter. I was calling myself, I think, a conversion copywriter or a sales copywriter, which looking
Mhm.
back, I'm like, I don't even know. Was I a good copywriter? Maybe. I mean, people hired me to do copywriting, so I guess I had a way with words in some way. But as I was building my business and posting more content on social media and doing my blog and things like that, I became known as the SEO person, and the questions that people were DMing me about, what I was getting asked to collaborate for on podcasts and lives was about SEO. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
well, people are calling me the SEO girl. Is it, well,
Yeah.
maybe I need to do something, do a little pivoting, right? And I think that's a
Mhm.
big thing too. If you're wondering how you're going to make things work or if you should go all in on your business, you really do have to be open to pivoting and open to change and growth. Because if I was stuck and being a conversion copywriter, who knows
Yeah.
where I would be right now, you know? But now I'm literally able to serve women and support women through my membership because I went all in on SEO. And I could go on a whole nother thing about the past year of me trying to fill out programs, related to websites, related to copywriting, and not
Mhm.
actually getting anyone to sign my programs until I created this membership and went all in on supporting
Yeah.
women in this capacity. So it is a lot, even if I didn't start off tracking my KPIs and analytics over this past year. I've had to learn how to track those analytics, track what's working,
Yeah.
what's not. That's why I'm revisiting my Instagram strategy, although I love the 9 grid and I thought about making another one. Like my reach went from in the 5,000s to like
Yeah.
under 1,000. I'm like, well, that's not that's not going to work. Even though Instagram isn't my primary platform, I still need
Yeah.
people at least the people
Yeah.
that are following me to see my stuff. So we have to be
Yeah.
willing to pivot, willing to adapt. And as
Yeah.
long as you don't give up, you're still doing a great job. You only fail if you give up and say, you know what, I'm closing this business, it's not working. Because guess what? That next pivot, that next shift you make, that might be the shift that changes everything and does make your business work for you. So I
Mhm.
just wanted to put that out there too.
Yeah. So how did you go about making that pivot? Because I know sometimes that's scary. Even I have really struggled with this when I'm like, okay, well, I started out as this, but I'm really feeling called to another direction. How do I do that without people thinking like, oh, she's flaky? Because wasn't she doing so and so the other day and all this? So how did you go about making that pivot?
Yes, I think it comes down to just being really transparent with my audience. I sent out an email to my email list and the
Hmm.
subject was pivoting. And I just would
Yeah.
put it all out there like, you know me as a copywriter. I started this business 4 years ago because I took a copywriting course and wanted to make money online. And that's how I
Hmm.
decided I was going to be a copywriter. But, this story that I just told you, right?
Yeah.
Over time, you all have come to me as the SEO person. And so now I'm going all in as an SEO strategist and being a blogger and building my blog so that I could also show people what's possible with blogging and SEO. So it's just about communicating to your people. They want to hear from you, they want to know what's going on, and they're not going to judge you. Or, I mean, if they do judge you, they can hit that unsubscribe button because they weren't your people anyway. So,
Correct. Correct. Yeah. And and I think sometimes we get so caught up in the vanity metrics of, oh, well, I only have like, such and such amount of followers and okay, but nurture those people. A lot of people, so we have like 7% of people that are following us are like sold out for us. They're gonna whatever you put out, they're gonna buy. Then there's like another 30% that are, well, I kind of like her stuff. I'm thinking about it. I may or may not. I know where to find her when I'm ready. Then there's another 30% who are saying, yeah, I'm definitely going to invest in that at some point, not now. So it's broken up out of all these people. And we focus a lot on just the people who have no idea who we are or they know who we are and they're not interested in our services, and we focus on the people who are sold out for us. Well, they're already sold out for you. So, yes, show them some love. But there's like 67% of people in the middle who don't know you, want to know you, might need your
mhm,
service, or they want to, um, they know where you are when they're ready to find you, or they're like, yeah, I'm considering buying. These are the people, that sweet spot right there are the people that you really have to
yes,
focus on, and a lot of times we don't do that. And so I think with our social media marketing and with SEO and all of that, we have to really start being strategic about who we're paying attention to, who are we talking to. It's
yes,
hard to get past that. Like it's hard to,
yeah.
because we're told so many things and we're listening to all the gurus, and the
Mhm.
gurus are telling you like, oh, you got to be, nurturing the people that you have, and stop always looking for other people. And there is a certain level to that, but there's also balance like anything else. Yes, nurture the
Definitely.
audience that you have, but also you do need, there's a whole market of people out there who don't know who you are and might very well need your service. So
Yeah.
SEO, back to SEO. Tell me how, okay, so without giving like all of your strategy and program away, where would a person even start? So let's say they're not ready to invest. Maybe they're a brand new business owner and they don't have the finances to invest in joining the lab. How would
Yes.
they even start to go about that on their own? Are there free resources for people to get started? I don't know. I'm asking.
Yes. This is an amazing question. And I love that you asked this because SEO can get pricey, especially when there's all these different tools. Neil Patel has his tool, Uber Suggest. I pay for that tool for myself and clients. But if you're just starting out, you might not want to shell out 50 plus dollars a month on some tool that you may not even know how to use appropriately.
Mhm.
So I do share a lot of free resources on my blog. I blog 3 times a week, although sometimes, y'all, Life
Life.
happens. I'm a mom. My kid
Hmm.
just got over the stomach bug. Sometimes the blog posts I miss a week here or there, but it's all about being consistent. And the benefit of SEO is that just because you don't miss a week doesn't mean your metrics are going to tank. Your content works for you long term. And I have blog posts from last October that are still performing, doing numbers on the first page in the top spots on Google. So if I do need to take some time off to because I'm sick, to rest, to
Hmm.
re-strategize, I've been re-strategizing a lot. I can do that. So I do have free resources on my blog. I also have a free website audit. And so with that free website audit, you put in your information completely free. You get the PDF, but you can also I have, so another great thing we can talk about with SEO is tripwire funnels and upsells and how you can get a cold lead, right? Someone that finds your stuff on Google, clicks on your post, they want to join your world, they want to get more information,
Hmm.
they sign up for your email list, and then you have a tripwire funnel for a short, low ticket, offer. So I had that with my website audit, where it's $9. You get a website audit mini training, and that is a
Yeah.
really, really juicy training that goes completely over everything that's covered in your audit. And it's a low cost investment just for you to get started with SEO
Hmm.
and know what's going on if you already have a website. If you don't already have a website, I do have some resources on my blog for how to get started, starting a website, and I'm also going to be updating those resources. Um, but there's really, you don't have to go down the rabbit hole of YouTube or all these different SEO courses. Yes, some of them are free. I think Moz, all of these different SEO big names in SEO and SEO tools do have some free resources or free trials that you can put out, but you really have to go in with a strategy so that you get the most
Hmm.
out of it. So after the website audit, you do the mini training, you're not quite ready to invest $100 a month in the membership, but you do want to get more actionable insights on improving your SEO. I do have a search engine success website planner for $27. And I
Oh,
like to
nice.
say that it's me in a PDF form because it's everything of my SEO strategy. You say, like, don't give it all away, but I'm all about giving it all
Yeah.
away. Get the information, understand, and you can take that planner and walk through. Oh my gosh, I have a copy of it here. This is the printed version.
Nice.
So you could like go to Office Depot. That's what I did. And I just printed the
Yeah.
copy
And
of
have
my
them bind
planner.
it for you.
Yeah, I'm have them bind it, but you can just go and get this, and there's just so much information for you. Even like podcasting is a way that you
Yeah.
can grow your blog and your SEO. So I have a
Yes.
pitch list for you to pitch the podcast. So this is another great step, and you can do this on your own time, work through the planner, implement it, and whether it takes you 2 months or 2 years to work on this, like
Hmm.
you have your own timeline for doing that. Um, so yes, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share more about some of those
Yeah.
resources. I think they are really helpful, and I'm all about simplifying SEO so that you don't have to Google a million things, go on YouTube for a million things, pay for a million
Hmm.
courses because I've done that. So you don't have to do
Yes.
that. Okay. I'm trying to make
Oh
it
my
easier for
gosh.
you.
Yes. Yeah, what I've found is that in like looking laterally at other people who are in the same, not in necessarily the same niche, but like in the same space and trajectory, I have found so much community in that. People like you,
Mhm.
people, just in general, it feels healthier, it feels better because I was looking up to people who I didn't realize that they're at a level in their career where they want to help, but they're helping at a different level. So you don't get that one-on-one
Mhm.
attention. You don't really get that hand holding that you might need when you're just starting out. And I was having trouble at first finding people who would be willing to do that work with me, and so I invested at very high levels and did not see the return that I was looking for, like, at all. And it wasn't just about them and their program, it was also about who I was and what I needed.
Mhm.
And I think
Yeah.
that when people are just starting out, you do need like really good mentorship. You need someone who is actually going to be there and kind of hold you accountable, like, hey girl, so how's it going?
Yeah.
how's that blog post? You know, how's it working out for
Yes.
you? Are you doing the strategies? Are you working the things out? You need someone who is going to be able to do that for you, and not really like be a babysitter, but be a more immediate resource than a course. So I love that you know, have put all these resources together, so that people have different ways of accessing the information at whatever level they're at.
Yes.
I do think though it'd be very wise to invest in the monthly so that they can get all of those juicy nuggets that you have. But again, the fact that you've made so many different products, and was it that you just saw a need, like, and well, let me create something that can suit this audio? Like, what made you create all these different products? Because in
Yes.
this world, you know, everybody's like, you have to have one thing and sell the, you know, sell the crap out of that one thing. So what made you
Yes.
have different things?
Yes. So I've been there. I've been there trying to sell one thing, and sometimes it's just not selling, and it's not because there's anything wrong with you or the program, but you have to meet people where you're at. Not everyone, especially I realize with my audience, not everyone is ready to invest in some super high ticket, thousands of
Yeah.
dollars programs that we see a lot of these gurus, right? Saying, oh, sell high ticket charges. This is how you're
Hmm.
going to pay your mortgage, replace your 9 to 5 income. When I realize it's my audience where a lot of these people are solopreneurs. Maybe they're just starting out. They don't have a huge budget to invest in their business, which has made me rethink, okay, maybe this membership model, having digital products. And something else too, I mentioned my blog shop, which is a work in progress. I have right now my planner is the only thing in the blog shop, which is exciting, but I'm working on a couple more products to get launched for Black Friday. But
Yeah.
what made me create these products and create this blog shop was actually blogging, seeing the content, looking at my analytics, seeing the content that's performing well. And now I'm like, okay, all of this content about this topic is
Mhm.
performing really well. People seem to be searching for specific things, specific ideas. So let me package this into a bundle, a digital product,
Yep.
and sell
Yep.
that. So that's how I'm like, let me get this up, because this whole year I've
Yes.
been saying, limit, I'm going to do these products, and that might be a message that a lot of people need to hear, right? You have these dreams and you see these people doing these things, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But at some point you just have to sit down and do it, right? It's going to be
Yeah.
work. You might have to set your alarm for 4 a.m. That was me this morning. But you just have to sit down and do it, because it's not like it just won't get done sitting in your head, right? You're not going to
Yep.
make money off of these ideas being in your head. You have to get them out there and get them to the universe. The same goes with your blog posts. You're not going to get any traffic to your website if all of your blog posts are sitting in a Google Docs and you're just scared to press publish, right? Just
Yeah.
right now, go publish that blog post, and you'll never, like, who knows what will happen.
Yeah. What is the you said blog post and it just instantly made me think, what is the word count that you have to have in a blog
Yeah.
post? Because oh my gosh, I'm like I've read a couple things and they're like, "Oh, you have to have 1800 words." And I'm like, "That's a lot of words. Is someone really reading
Mhm.
1800 words? Are they Have I read 1800
Yeah.
Have I read a
Yeah.
full 1800 word book? Because I love like food blogs and stuff like that. And that's something that I really want to incorporate into what I'm doing because oh my gosh, if I could do like easy recipes during the week for moms, you know, mompreneurs who are on the go, stuff like that. And things to because I believe in incorporating the kids, like get the kids involved. What
Yeah.
kind of activities, like with the
Yeah.
holidays coming up, what kind of things can you do with them? What kind of breads and cookies and stuff that you can bake with the kids? I want women to be able to come and get inspiration. So I love reading those. And maybe I have read 1800 words going through all that. And there's sometimes they're really funny and you know they're very down to
Yes.
earth and you're like, "Oh, that's so cute. I love that." You know. So but how many words? Like I want to hear from the guru
Oh,
once and for all. How
yes.
many words?
The magic question, the magic question. So, word count, I think, especially with the growth of AI, right? People can chat GPT a blog post super quickly. Right now, it's not necessarily about word count, although you will see blog posts that have more words. My top performing blog posts are these mega blogs with 2,000 words plus. But
Mm.
it's not necessarily because people are going and reading every single word, right? You're structuring your blog post, you're including a table of contents so people can get to the information that they need. But it's really for Google to be able to, this is getting my SEO lingo out, but crawl your content. So Google employs what's called search engine spiders. And these spiders, if you think of the internet as this world wide web, this big
Like the
spider web,
Matrix.
yes, and everybody's putting out content to the web. So these search engine spiders are going to crawl every website, every corner of the internet. And if they like that content, those 1,800 words, if that's good, if they see that it's helpful for the audience or for the intended search queries, they will add that to their index or Google search engine library. And that's what actually gets pushed out to the search results on Google. So by putting more words and more helpful information, not just chat GPTing a bunch of paragraphs so that you check off 1,800 words, but actually having content that is helpful to your target audience will give you better chances of ranking on Google and getting your content indexed. And so another thing really quickly right now, there's Google's algorithm update that's happening, and a lot of people are seeing some of their content be de-indexed or taken off Google.
Oh.
And so that's an opportunity for you to go and look back and see, okay, what was the word count on this article that was taken down? Was it too
Mhm.
short? Did I use too much ChatGPT and it wasn't really helpful? So that you can continuously monitor your analytics and get back ranking on Google.
Yeah. Nice. Wow. Yep. Hire her because clearly you have your finger on the pulse of what is going on with, all the different algorithms and stuff like that. Cause that's a lot to, man, that's a lot
It's
to
a
keep
lot to
up
keep
with.
up with. It
That is
is.
intense. But I mean, clearly it's worth it. Like when you started saying about the little spiders, I'm very visual, so I'm picturing like spiders like crawling all over and
Yes.
reading all the little words and if this is so
Yes.
how do they determine if it's helpful? Because even if you're using
Yeah.
ChatGPT, is it information that it's still relevant and helpful to your person? How do they know whether it's relevant or not? Is it based on what people are searching and that's why the SEO is so important? Like, oh yeah, well this is helpful to people because they are actually looking up these specific terms. Like, how does that part work?
Yeah. That's a great question. That is a really great question. So, last year, September 2022, Google rolled out their helpful content algorithm update that was really all about pushing out content that is supportive and helpful for end users. That being that it's actually answering their search queries and satisfying something called user intent. So, when someone goes into Google and let's say they're searching for how to start an online business from home as a mom, like how to start a business as a stay-at-home mom, something like that. And the articles that come up actually need to answer those questions and provide information on how to start an online business as a stay-at-home mom instead of just stuffing in a bunch of keywords and random text about
Mhm.
online business, stay-at-home moms, which historically got people ranking. People would just key something called keyword stuffing, just putting in as many keywords as you can. The content may or may
Yeah.
not be relevant, but now those websites were really dinged in that update because Google's all about putting out content that is going to be helpful to the end users. So in addition to your spiders, which those are more like AI robot automated, Google does
Mhm.
have human search quality raters that will actually, you can see it as like a quality assurance check for the content that's out on Google. So once the spiders do their job, they've created the search engine library and the index. That index content is getting pushed out on Google. A real person will be going through and manually reviewing every so often. I don't know their timeline, right? I don't work for
Yeah.
Google. I don't know their
Yeah.
timeline, but they will manually review website content to make sure that it is helpful. And if it's not, then
Mm.
your website can be dinged and it can affect your rankings in the future and how your future content is viewed by Google. So a big thing is content, and another big thing is your user experience. So having
Right.
a website that's fast, that loads quickly. If you have the best content in the world, but your website takes 15 seconds to load, you're not going to
Mhm.
rank on Google because no one is waiting 15 seconds to read your blog post. After
Right.
3 seconds, they're going back and they're finding somebody else's website that
Mhm.
loads fast. So that's really important too.
So I'm glad that you mentioned user experience because that's what I kept hearing while you were talking about, what Google has decided to do and making sure that the information is helpful to the user. It's like how Amazon focuses heavily on user experience.
Hmm.
Everybody needs to be focusing on user experience. It's not about you, it's not about the business owner. It is precisely about the person that you're trying to help. And so you also mentioned earlier you have to meet people where they are, which is why you have to create products that really serve them at the level that they are at. It is about the customer, it is about the client,
Hmm.
it is about what they need and how they need to get it. And I think that that is so important. And I don't want that to go over anyone's head. We start
Yes.
businesses because we're like, oh, I love this thing and I'm passionate about it. And I feel like other people are probably passionate about it too. And they might be, right? They absolutely might be. But we need to make sure that it's something that actually serves people in a very real way. Like, do they need this thing? Like, have they been trying to work on this thing for themselves and they just can't seem to figure it out and they really, need that assistance? And how are you delivering it to them? Are you delivering it to them in a way that's palatable to them? Or are you
Yes.
just like, oh, I think this is the best way to do it? Because one of the things my supervisor told me a long time ago was what is common to you is not common to other people. And so a lot of times we could get caught up in, well, I know the information. And so this is
Hmm.
probably the best way to tell them but we're speaking from this part. Like I've gone through it. So now I know what they need to know. They don't know what they need to know yet. So you have to give it to them in a way that they're like, oh, I need to know it like that.
Yes.
So wow. It's there's so we're talking SEO and there's so much like actual just besides the SEO is like just
Yeah.
business what is the word that I'm looking for? Um like technique. There's so much about
Yeah.
it that is just like good business technique and really serving your audience. And I think that that's awesome. So you did mention about the kids. It is Mommy Mogul Mastery, and you mentioned that you have children. How are you balancing all of
Yes.
this and the kids? And you're married as well. So
Yes.
how are you making all of this work?
Yes, we are making it work. So I have one daughter, I have a husband, I have a dog. I think the biggest thing really has been communication, especially when you're struggling. Moms, like, we can't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's asking your partner. I also have a lot of family close by, asking my family, my mom, whether it's, I need something to eat. You cooking this weekend? Because we need
Mhm.
to eat. Or can you come watch this grandchild? I know some of these
Yes.
new grandparents, they a little bit different. They trying to be outside, they going
Yeah.
on vacation, they living, which is great for them. But I need my child to be in the
Yes.
rotation of your activities.
They like, I'm about to be outside. I can't be watching the baby.
Right.
Like, what happened now?
What is this?
No.
Yes.
This is
Right.
not the when I become a mom, you become a grandparent, and this is kind of your job. And they're just like,
Yes,
mm-mm,
this is your job.
mm-mm. I love that. That's so good. So when I was in Florida, I actually lived right across the street from my parents.
Oh,
And it was
nice.
like the best thing because especially when the pandemic came, and I think that's kind of why God lined it up like that. When the pandemic came, I was considered an essential worker. And so I still had to go to work, but they didn't have to go to school. And I don't know
Oh,
if my parents were not if they were not in such close proximity, what I would have done. Because like now we're in Georgia, we don't have family close by. I would be stuck like Chuck if it was now, like God forbid, because I'd be trying to figure it out. But I mean, circumstances are different now. I work from home, and one of my daughters is actually being homeschooled, and my other daughter, I'm trying to convince her, like, please, be home so we can travel and we can go do
yes.
things and we can get
Yes.
out in these streets.
Yes. Traveling
Yeah,
in these streets.
I actually saw this thing. Dang, I forgot what it's called. I saw it on Instagram. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it real quick. But someone sent it to me and it changed my life. It's like Globetrotters for like kids or something like that. And I was like, oh,
Oh, is it Boundless Life? Because I'm obsessed with
is
them.
it?
Is it
It
them?
I don't. Let me find. I gotta
I've
see now.
become obsessed.
It's gonna kill me. I gotta find it. So she sent it to me. Oh gosh, where it was.
Like world traveling as a
It's called
family, stuff like that?
Boundless Life. Boundless Life is what it is, and it's like they
Yes.
all these families are just traveling all over the world, and they actually have educators that they can meet in these different countries who are teaching their kids. So it's not like it's not quite homeschooling, it's
Right.
global schooling. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, I want to do that.
Yes.
How do I
Me
become a
too,
digital
girl.
nomad so I can
I'm trying to you and me both.
Yeah.
We are doing it. We're doing it.
Yes. How do I become a digital nomad? So
Yes.
I will sell everything. Okay, I will sell everything except the laptop, and
Yes.
I'm just
Right.
let's
That's all
go.
we need.
That's
Yes, let's
it.
go.
I need Wi-Fi and my laptop, and we're taking over the world. Like
Yes.
how do I do it? I don't need the car. I don't need
No.
the house. Just sell it
No.
all. Okay. Leave me with 2 t-shirts and a pair of pants, and I'm good. I
Yes.
am good because I just think that is like we limit ourselves. Like I spent 30 days in
Mhm.
Africa over the summer, and it was like
Oh, wow.
an amazing experience, and I could not
Yeah.
have done that if I was working on somebody's job, which is why I
Right.
really advocate for entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
even if moms still want to work like a regular job for like health insurance and all that stuff, because I get it. That health insurance
Yeah.
is nothing to play
That's
with.
a struggle.
So, yes, so I understand, but I think that there should be options, like have an option. I just consider it like an insurance policy. Like, yeah, I got this business on the side. It's doing its thing. It's making me money because
Yes.
should something happen with this main thing, or should I decide I want to go spend time in a different country, I can, because there's so much to see in the world. I saw recently that was it Anthony O'Neill had made a comment about he's like the finance guy, right? He made a comment about I want my kids to go to Africa so they can, because they got people over there living in trees or something like that. And I was just I was like, so the 5-bedroom house that I was staying in, that's not
Right.
an African. Now, granted, there are, everywhere you go, there are people who are in impoverished conditions, but Africa is beautiful, and it is a very rich
Yes.
country. It is a
Yes.
very rich country, and so I mean, I didn't know what to expect when I got there. I didn't even know what to expect when I moved here to Georgia. I thought like, I mean, is it just cowboys and stuff? I didn't even know. So you don't know until you go and you see these things for yourself. And I just am so excited to become a digital nomad. I'm putting it out there in the world.
Oh,
Holy Spirit, that's what I want.
yes. We're doing it.
Make it happen. It's already done.
Yes.
Right? And the families will be traveling together, and we'll be able to bless
Period.
people and get amen. Hold on. Oops, shut up. So that is so exciting to me. And having these online businesses gives you the opportunity to be able to do that and see all these
It
different
does.
things. And oh my gosh. Yeah. I love that. I love that for us. I love that for us. Like
Me
we're
too.
gonna be digital nomads.
We're gonna be
We're
digital
living our
nomads doing it. And then we're
yes.
gonna be enjoying our time, not tied
Yes.
up on social media because our websites and SEO will be doing it for
Yes.
us too.
Exactly. I love that. So I definitely recommend signing up. I'm going to be signing up for your program because I started
Oh, I love
a
that.
blog situation, and I'm just going to call it a situation because that's what it is. I'm going to
Well,
get
get
my
that
free
situation
audit.
sorted. Yes.
I'm gonna get my free audit so we can start there, and then I'm gonna sign
Yes.
up because it's a worthy investment for sure. Clearly, you know what you're talking about, and you're passionate about what you're talking about, and that's what you look for in people that you're gonna work with. So when you're like
Yes.
vetting out mentors for different things, you want to make sure that the person is passionate about it, and it's something that they can just go on and on and on and on about. Because and people like you said something that I was like, oh, I love that. I'm willing to give it away. I want to give it away. I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm not holding anything back because we get a lot of that in the industry too. And I think people are tired
Mhm.
of it. I think people are
Yeah.
tired of investing in things and they only give you the what and not the how. So for people like you, people
Yeah.
like me who are willing to just like give it away, I paid good money for it, but it's not mine to keep. I want everybody else to
Yes.
have all the information. So come pick my brain, get the information. And I love that. And I think what you are doing is so honorable. And I wish you
Thank
like
you.
so much growth in your business. I want to see you like just blow up all over the place. I mean, you've gotten
Thank you.
speaking speaking gigs from this, right? Like
Yes,
you. So, all right, before we go, tell me a little bit about
yes,
that. Like, how did you? Was this your first speaking opportunity? Because I know podcasts are a little different than actually like speaking in person in front of people. So tell me about that. How was that?
yes. It was good. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this for 1 second because
Okay.
my AirPods have one. I don't know if it will let me switch the mic. So I think just when my AirPods die, I might
Okay.
pause and it will switch over. But
Okay.
yes, so speaking opportunities, it really comes, it, I don't even know how to put it out there. It's something I put it on my vision board. So when I was in undergrad, I did a lot of speaking opportunities and events, and it's like, August, or it wasn't August, it was maybe June, like Q2 starting. And I put it on my vision board that I want to do speaking opportunities. And then an opportunity came through, a speaking opportunity for
Yeah.
July. And I'm like, wow, this is something that I've, put on my vision board and something that I really have wanted to do. And it's actually at this amazing co-working space, the Bakery Co-work. And I had a live SEO class with amazing women, so much so that now I'm going to join that co-working space to record my
Nice.
podcast once I launch my podcast. So I'm really excited, but it's just like you have to put yourself out there and you really have to be open to receiving those opportunities and have
Hmm.
that mindset. Because I think that's a big thing for me that I've had to overcome this year is just my mindset. And if my mindset is already in the place of like, this isn't going to work, nobody's going to buy, this isn't working, my business isn't going anywhere, I'm going back to my 9 to 5. You're literally setting yourself up to do
Yeah.
all of those things. Like you're already telling yourself that. So
Yes.
obviously that's what's going to happen. But when you just become open to receiving the opportunities, I am going to sign a new client today. There's, 3 days left in the month. There's still so much time for me to hit my numbers,
Hmm.
or I'm going to find new opportunities. I'm going to meet new people and they're going to introduce me to a whole new network of people that need my services,
Yep.
right? You just have to have that mindset and be open to receiving that abundance. So that has been really big for me this year too.
Yeah. That's beautiful. A big part of my philosophy is like new bay energy, and I'm actually having,
Yes.
I'm having my very first summit.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I had to get my very own new bay energy in order to be able to do this because I was like, oh my god, is anybody going to sign up? Are they going to do it? Am I going to be embarrassed? Are the speakers going to like? Are people going to say yes? And every single person that I asked to be a part of it, to be a speaker on a panel or whatever, they all said yes, no hesitation. They were like, "What's the date?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's this
Yes.
date." And they're like, "Okay, yep, we're doing it." And I was like, "Now, how is it that these people can believe in me and see something in me that I do not see in myself?" I had to work on that. I had to work on that, and I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I know." And I mean, I have to. It's something I have to wake up and choose every single day because
Yes.
I think a lot of people feel like, well, when I shift my mindset, I'm gonna be good. No, no, no.
Right.
You have to wake up and
Every
choose that
day.
every single day.
Yes.
The same way you wake up and you choose that. Okay, today I'm gonna be the best mom that I can be because I could just be
Hmm.
terrible today, and I could just take that kid to the daycare and not pay attention. But nope, I'm waking up and I'm choosing to be intentional about being a good mom today. I'm choosing to
Yeah.
be intentional about speaking life and positivity into myself today because power, there's life or
Yes.
death in the power of the tongue. So you have to speak good things because your body like eavesdrops. I had someone tell me that the other day that your cells, like your actual cells that make up your body, will eavesdrop on your conversations. And so if you are telling
Mhm.
yourself that I don't think I can do this or I don't know, then the body's like, okay, so I guess we're not doing this
Right.
then. Cool.
We're done.
Cool. So I'll just move accordingly. So we have to be speaking positive to ourselves. We have to be
Mhm.
talking good to ourselves and really like loving every part of ourselves and, walking in that new bay energy. And for anybody who doesn't know
Yes.
what that is, I'll break it down. It is authentically walking in your true self, like loving you, being in love with yourself unabashedly. Like
Yes. I love
nobody
that.
can tell me anything about myself. I love me. I love all parts of me, even the parts that other people might see as shameful, things that I've done in the past, experiences that I've been through, but it all makes me who I am. It makes me qualified to talk to people on these things. And so I feel strongly that we have to love every part of ourselves. And that is how we move in to these successful seasons of our life. Every like millionaire or billionaire that I've ever met, had a conversation with, seen, they do not care how people see them. They do not care, which is why they can
Mhm.
show up, with $1 million
Yes.
and look like a bum one day and then, be driving like, a
Yeah. To
half a
the
million
moon.
dollar car the next, because they don't care and they're not doing it for anybody. They have purpose and they are walking in that purpose. So listen, I love it. I have enjoyed this
Love it.
conversation thoroughly, and
Me
I look
too.
forward to having more. So what I think would be awesome is that after you bless me and my blog situation, we should
Yes.
have a conversation about that and like really talk about the
Yes.
experience and all of that, and I will definitely give testimonials and all of that. So that would be that would
Yes,
be a good
let's definitely
conversation to
do
have.
that because we're getting your
Yeah.
blog up. We're getting because that's going to be the
Yes.
key to digital nomad life.
Yes, yes, it's gonna be and
Yes.
I love writing. I just, can I have just a little bit of direction on
Yeah.
like how do I find the things that people really wanna hear about? So yes, so I'll definitely be joining the program, and I encourage other people to do the same. She's the truth. She knows what she's talking about, and she's really blessed a lot of people. And you should be next on the list. So thank you so much, Miss Mikayla. Is there anything else you want to tell the
Oh,
people before
yes.
you go?
Well, thank you so much, Shani, for having me. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity and this platform to share. And I look forward to seeing you and seeing your community channel their new Bay energy into showing
Yes.
up authentically on their blogs. I can't wait to see it.
Yes, me too. Me too. Thank you so much. And we will see you all in the next one. I love you. Bye.